Matthias, Patriarch Ethiopian Orthodox Church, followed by Haji Ibrahim Tufa, President, Ethiopian Islamic Affairs Council.
በስመ አብ ወወልድ ወመንፈስ ቅዱስ አሐዱ አምላክ። ሁላችሁም ለጸሎት ብትነሱ ደስ ይለናል። I'm going to pray in Amharic, and maybe the Hajis will pray his prayer. በስመ አብ ወወልድ ወመንፈስ ቅዱስ አሐዱ አምላክ አሜን። የምሕረት የቸርነት የይቅርታ ባለቤት እግዚአብሔር አምላካችን ምሕረትህ ቸርነትህ ይቅርታህ የአባትነት ፍቅርህ ከኛ ጋር ሆኖልን በዚህ ሰዓት በዚህ ታላቅ ቦታ ከጠቅላላ አፍሪካ ተሰብስበን በፊትህ ሆነናልና በመካከላችን ተገኝተህ ምሕረትህን ቸርነትህን ይቅርታህን የአባትነት ፍቅርህን እንድታፈስልን እንለምንሃለን። እግዚአብሔር ሆይ ይሄ ጊዜ ዓለማችን በጭንቀት የሚገኝበት ጊዜ ነው። ጦርነት፣ ረሃብ፣ ድርቅ፣ ቸነፈር ተለያየ መልክ የሰው ልጅ እየተንገላታ ይገኛል። ይህ ደግሞ ያንተ ዓላማ አይደለም። ስለዚህ እግዚአብሔር ሆይ በዚህ ሰዓት በዚህ የተሰበሰብነው ሁላችን በአርአያህና በአምሳልህ ለፈጠርከው የሰው ልጅ መልካም የሆነ ነገር የሚወጣበት ያንተ ሐሳብ ያንተ ፈቃድ የሚከናወንበት ምድራችን በበረከት የምትጎበኝበት የእያንዳንዳችን አእምሮና ሐሳብ ካንተ ሐሳብ ጋር የሚገናኝበት እንድታደርግልን እንለምንሃለን። ምሕረትህና ቸርነትህ ከኛ ጋር እንዲሆን ይህንን ጉባኤም እንድትባርከው እንድትቀድሰው ያንተ ሐሳብና ያንተ ፈቃድ የሚከናወንበት እንድታደርገው ፈቃድህ ይሁንልን። ክብርና ምስጋና ለተቀደሰው ስም ይሁን ዛሬም ዘወትርም ለዘላለሙ አሜን። አቡነ ዘበሰማያት አባታችን ሆይ በሰማያት የምትኖር ስምህ ይቀደስ፣ መንግሥትህ ትምጣ፣ ፈቃድህ በሰማይ እንደሆነች እንዲሁም በምድር ትሁን። የዕለት እንጀራችንን ስጠን ዛሬ፣ በደላችንም ይቅር በለን እኛም የበደሉን ይቅር እንደምንል፣ አቤቱ ወደ ፈተና አታግባን ከክፉ ሁሉ አድነን እንጂ መንግሥት ያንተ ናትና ኃይል፣ ክብር፣ ምስጋና ለዘላለሙ አሜን። እመቤታችን ቅድስት ድንግል ማርያም ሆይ በመልአኩ በቅዱስ ገብርኤል ሰላምታ ሰላም እንልሻለን። በሐሳብሽ ድንግል ነሽ፣ በሥጋሽም ድንግል ነሽ። የአሸናፊ እግዚአብሔር እናት ሆይ ሰላምታ ላንቺ ይገባሻል። ከሴቶች ሁሉ ተለይተሽ አንቺ የተባረክሽ ነሽ፣ የማኅፀንሽ ፍሬ የተባረከ ነው። ጸጋን የተመላሽ ሆይ ደስ ይበልሽ፣ እግዚአብሔር ካንቺ ጋር ነውና ተወደደው ልጅሽ ከጌታችን ከመድኃኒታችን ከኢየሱስ ክርስቶስ ዘንድ ይቅርታና ምሕረትን ለምኝልን ኃጢአታችንን ያስተሰርይልን ዘንድ ለዘላለሙ አሜን። ጸልዩና ትንሽ ምለው ነገር አለ። መጀመሪያ እሷ ጸልዩና ትንሽ ምላት ነገር አለ። ቅዱስ ነው ልትቀመጡ ትችላላችሁ። ትንሽ ከቅዱስ ፓትርያርኩ የተላከች መልእክት ስላለችን ሰላምታ እንዳቀርብ እሷን እንትንላለሁ። የተከበራችሁ በዚህ ቦታ የተገኛችሁ ሁላችሁ ብፁዕ ቅዱስ ፓትርያርክ አቡነ ማትያስ ፓትርያርክ ርዕሰ ሊቃነ ጳጳሳት ዘኢትዮጵያ ሊቀ ጳጳስ ዘአክሱም ወዕጨጌ ዘመንበረ ተክለ ሃይማኖት ሊመጡ ነበረ። የጾም ወቅት ስለሆነ በዚህ መገኘት አልቻሉምና እንዲሁ በዚህ ስብሰባ ስለተገኘን እግዚአብሔር እናመሰግናለንና ቡራኪያቸው ይድረሳችሁ የከበረ ሰላምታ አቅርበዋል። እዚህ ስንገኝ የሃይማኖት ተቋማት ነው። ይሄ እና ሃይማኖት የሚባለው ለሰው ልጅ ተልእኮ ምንድነው? የሰው ልጅ ተልእኮ በዚህ ምድር ላይ ሲኖር ምንድነው? ዓላማችንስ ምንድነው? ሰው ምንድነው በዚህ ምድር ላይ? መቼም ተልእኳችን የጌታችን የኢየሱስ ክርስቶስ ተልእኮ እንደሆነ እናምናለን። በተለይ ክርስቲያኖች ጌታ የሥራ መጀመሪያ ያደረገው ወንጌል ለድሆች እንዲሰበክ፣ እስረኞች እንዲፈቱ፣ እናም ደግሞ የእግዚአብሔር ጽድቅና መንግስት በምድር ላይ እንዲሰፍን ነው። ዛሬ እምነት በዚህ ምድር ላይ ይህንን የማድረግ አቅም አንሶታል። በፖለቲካ ተውጧል፣ በዘር በቋንቋ ተበክሏል። ከዚህ የተነሳ ዛሬ የሃይማኖት ሰዎች ተልእኳችንን እንድንወጣ ጥሪ እናቀርባለን። ከዚህ የተነሳ የምንኖርለት ዓላማስ ምንድነው? ምንድነው የሰው ልጅ የሚኖርለት ዓላማ? ሰው ዘላለማዊ ነው ሲባል እግዚአብሔር ዘላለማዊ ከሆነ የነበረና ያለ የሚኖር ከሆነ ሰውም በዚያው ልክ በእግዚአብሔር ልብ የነበረ አሁንም ያለ ወደፊትም ለዘላለም የሚኖር ከሆነ ከሁሉ በላይ የሰው ልጅ ክቡር ነው። ዛሬ በዘመናችን የሰው ልጅ ከሁሉ አንሶ የሚታይበት ምልክት እየታየ ነው። በተለይም በዚህ በታዳጊው ዓለም የምንኖር እኛ አማኞች የሰውን ክብር ምን ያህል ማክበር እንዳለብን ዛሬ ቤተክርስቲያን ጥሪ ታቀርባለች። ከሁሉ ያነሰ ሆኖ እየታየ ነው። ከሁሉ በላይ የነበረው ሰው ከሁሉ ያነሰ ሆኖ እየታየ ነው። ስለዚህ ዛሬ ሰው በተለያየ መልኩ ወድቆ ይታያል። ከቋንቋ በታይ ነው፣ ከጎሳ በታች ነው፣ ከሁሉ በታች ሆኗል። ግን ሰው ከሁሉ በላይ ነበር። ዛሬ የእምነት ሰዎች የሰውን ክቡርነት እንድናከብር ቤተክርስቲያን ጥሪ ታቀርባለች። ይሄ ጊዜ የሰው ክቡርነት፣ የሰው ክብር፣ የሰው ከፍታ የሚታይበት ሊሆን ይገባል። ስለዚህ በዚህ ጉባኤ ይህንን እንደምታደርጉ ተስፋ እናደርጋለን። እግዚአብሔር አምላካችን ኢትዮጵያንና አፍሪካን ይባርክ፣ ዓለምን ይባርክልን። የእግዚአብሔር ጸጋ ከእናንተ ጋር ይሁን። ስብሰባችሁን እግዚአብሔር ይባርክ።
الحمد لله رب العالمين القائل إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم ثم الصلاة والسلام الأتمان الأكملان على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. وبعد، أيها الحضور والسفراء والوزراء والعلماء وأصحاب الأديان والمسؤولين السيدة والسادة وجميع الحاضرين، أحييكم بتحية الإسلام الخالدة ألا وهي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أيها الحضور، إن الله سبحانه وتعالى خلق الأرض وجعل الإنسان فيها مستخلفا كي يحييها ويعمرها، وخلق العديد من القبائل والأمم والشعوب المختلفة في أشياء كثيرة، وقد تكون هذه الاختلافات جذرية ومن الأشياء التي تميز الشعوب والأشخاص عن بعضهم البعض اختلافهم في اللغة والثقافة والعرق والدين والأديان وإعادة التقاليد، وهي كثيرة ومتعددة على الأرض جدا، ولكل شخص فيها حرية التدين والاعتقاد والإيمان فيما يريد، ولا يوجد أي فرق بين الأشخاص إلا باختلاف تقواهم، فهم يتفاضلون ويتفاوتون بتقواهم، لأنها ميزة التفاضل الوحيد بين الناس. ولهذا لا بد أن يكون هناك تعايش بين الأديان كي يعيش أهل الأرض بكل سلام. إخوتي في الله، أنا كلفت أن أتكلم بهذا اللغة، لذا تكلمت وبدأت بهذا اللغة المختارة، فلا أريد أن أطول عليكم، فكلكم تعرفون مدى تعايش السلمي بين الأديان وبين بني الإنسان جميعا. كلنا إذا تمسكنا ديننا وأدياننا الحقيقي، تمسك الحقيقي الدين السماوية، ما نتخالف، وخاصة في السلم، وخاصة في أنواع الظلم. لذا فلنتمسك ديننا كما أنزل الله سبحانه وتعالى. فندعو الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يوحد كلمتنا، وأن يثبت أمننا وأماننا، وأن يعيننا على الحق في كل مجال وفي كل مكان، وأعاذنا من الظلم والضغط والاضطهاد في كل المكان وفي كل المجال في العالم أجمع. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى اللهم وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. አልደግምም። በዚህ ቃል አላህን እንድለምን ዱዓ እንዳደርግ መመሪያ ስለተሰጠኝ ነው ወደ አረበኛ የገባሁት እንጂ ቋንቋዬም እንደምታውቁት ይሄው ነውና ያው በዛም ሆነ በዚህም እምንለምነው አንድ ፈጣሪ አንድ አላህ እስከሆነ ድረስ አላህ የሁሉም ቋንቋ ባለቤት እንደሆነ መጠን ሁላችንም የዘመናችንን ፈተና አላህ ያስወግድልን ነው ያልነው። ምንም ነገር የለምና እኛ ያወቅነው ያላወቅነው የመጣውን ያልመጣውን ሁሉ ከመሬት የሚወጣ ፈተናና ከሰማይ የሚወርድ ከኛ ክፋት በእኛ ሰበብ የምትወርደውን ፈተናውን ሁሉ አላህ ያስወግድልን። ሀገራችንን ዓለማችንን አላህ ይጠብቅልን። አንድነታችን አላህ ያጠናክርልን። ፍቅራችን የበለጠ አላህ ያሳድግልን ብዬ ነው የለመድኩትና ወሰለላሁ ወሰለም على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.
Thank you very much, His Holiness and Hajj Ibrahim. We'll now have a short recitation of the message of the Golden Rule, which teaches us to treat others the way you want to be treated. This will be done by the youth participants.
Matthew chapter 7, verses 3.
Judaism. What is hateful to you? Do not do to your neighbor. This is whole Torah. All the rest is coming. Islam. Not one of you truly believes until you wish for others what you wish for yourself. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Sikhism. I am a stranger to no one, and no one is stranger to me. Indeed, I am a friend to all.
Zoroastrianism. Do not do unto others whatever is injurious to yourself.
Confucianism. One word which sums up the basis of all good conduct, loving kindness. Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself.
Taoism. Regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain, and your neighbor's loss as your own loss. Baha'i faith. Lay not on any soul a load that you will not wish to be laid upon you, and desire not for anything that things you will not desire for yourself.
Buddhism. Treat not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful.
Hinduism. Others want to respect and judgment.
Jainism. One should treat all creatures in the world as one would like to treat them.
Unitarianism. We offer a foremost respect for the independent wish of all experiences to which we are a part.
Militarism. Every spirituality, we are as much alive as we keep the earth alive.
Christianity. In everything, do to others as you would have them to do to you, for this is law and the prophet. Jesus, Matthew chapter 7, verses 12.
Judaism. What is hateful to you? Do not do to your neighbor. This is whole Torah. All the rest is commentary.
Islam. Not one of you truly believes until you wish for others what you wish for yourself. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Sikhism. I'm a stranger to no one, and no one is stranger to me. Indeed, I'm a friend to all.
Zoroastrianism. Do not do unto others whatever is injurious to yourself.
Confucianism. One will sum up the basis of all good conduct, loving kindness. Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself.
Taoism. Regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain, and your neighbor's loss as your own loss. Baha'i faith. Lay not on any soul a load that you would not wish to be laid upon you, and desire not for anything that you would not desire for yourself.
Buddhism. Treat not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful.
Hinduism. This is the sum of duty. Do not do to others what would cause pain if done to you.
Jainism. One should treat all the creatures in the world as one would like to be treated.
Unitarianism. We affirm and promote respect for the interdependent wave of all existence of which we are a part.
Native spirituality. We are as much alive as we keep the earth alive.
Thank you very much to the youth for that insightful message of the golden rule of how we should treat others. We'll now have the welcoming remarks from the organizers. First up, we'll have the remarks from the Secretary General of the Interreligious Council of Ethiopia, like Tigahun Tige Tadesi.
Your Excellency Sahle-Work Zawde, President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, partners of the Interreligious Council of Ethiopia, Your Excellency Professor Koldurham, President of G20 Interfaith Forum Association, Your Excellency Dr. Manku Nazamboan, Deputy Chairperson, the Africa Union Commission, Your Excellency Mr. Taye Danda, Deputy Minister of Peace, the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Ministers, Ambassadors, Your Excellency, respected religious leaders, Your Excellency, members of diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and greetings of peace and blessing in the name of the Almighty God. On behalf of the Intelligence Council of Ethiopia, I wanted to welcome you to Ethiopia and to the celebration of the Interfaith Harmony Week. The Intelligence Council of Ethiopia was established in 2010 by religious leaders from different faith traditions with the aim of joining hands and hearts around common interests at the national level. The aim of the Council is to promote peaceful coexistence, interfaith harmony and cooperation, mutual respect, environmental protection, and promoting human dignity and religious freedom based on the teaching of the Golden Rule, which says, treat others the way you want to be treated. The Intelligence Council of Ethiopia is a member of United Religious Initiative. I want to take this opportunity to thank G20 Interfaith Forum Association, United Religious Initiative Africa, Africa Union Interfaith Dialogue Forum, Africa Union Commission, Citizen and Diaspora Directorate, and Africa Union Economic, Social, and Cultural Council of organizing this event in partnership with Inter-Religious Council of Ethiopia. It is very significant to celebrate the World Interfaith Harmony event here in Ethiopia, as Ethiopia is a land of interfaith harmony since time immemorial. Ethiopia is also the land of origins. This includes the origin of humankind, home of Lucy, the birthplace of coffee plant, the origin of the Blue Nile. Ethiopia is also home of the lost biblical Ark of the Covenant. Ethiopia has its own alphabet, numeric, and calendar. Ethiopia has never colonized and has 9 UNESCO registered World Heritage Sites. In the early year of Islam, when Muslims were persecuted and tortured in the city of Mecca, Prophet Muhammad sent approx 80 people, including one of his own daughters, to Ethiopia, where there was a Christian king, and he welcomed them with an open arms. This episode represents a legacy of the interreligious harmony and freedom of religions in Ethiopia. It is also good to notice that in addition began funding member of United Nations and AU Ethiopia, set a good example to Africa and the rest of the world in establishing a Ministry of Peace at the federal level. I am also happy to inform you that rooted in a vision of building a green and climate resilient Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, the Green Legacy Initiative was launched in 2019. Ethiopia has succeeded in planting 25 billion seeding by mobilizing more than 20 million citizens throughout the nation. I want to take this opportunity to express the commitment of Inter-Religious Council of Ethiopia to hands. Further, it is partnership with different national, regional, and international organizations to advance a culture of peace, interfaith dialogue, environmental protection, and implementing the Agenda 2063. Inter-Religious Council of Ethiopia is also committed to organize every year such event in partnership with all stakeholders. Finally, I'm also grateful for those who tirelessly worked with Intelligence Council of Ethiopia to make this event possible and successful, especially to your Director, Ambassador Muse Hailu, and my Deputy Secretary General Haji Masoud Adam, who spread the coordination of the event. God bless you all, and may peace prevail on earth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. Next up, we'll have Professor W. Cole Durham, Jr., President of the G20 Interfaith Forum.
So, His Holiness Patriarch Matthias, Hajj Tufa, Deputy Chairperson of the African Commission, Monique, and I. No, I'm not going to try it. The State Minister Taya Dendia Aredo, who I just met, State Minister. Well, ladies and gentlemen, other religious leaders, many people who are here. It's a particular honor for me, on behalf of the G20 Interfaith Forum, to participate in celebration of World Interfaith Harmony Week. I give special thanks to the Interreligious Council, represented by Kisis Tedeli, who has just spoken to us, and special thanks to Ambassador Musi Hailu, from the United Religions Initiative. We celebrate interfaith harmony today, or this week. Formally, the UN resolution called for this to be done the first week in February. We have not procrastinated. We recognize that the first week you had some other leaders from around Africa here, and so we scheduled accordingly. But the interfaith harmony is an ideal that we celebrate, but it's also a goal to be advanced. In many ways, interfaith harmony, we speak of interfaith dialogue. That is one way to bring about harmony. I believe even more in diapraxis, that is working together on common projects for the common good. That kind of experience, working together, is really the most meaningful part of interfaith harmony. From the perspective of the G20 Interfaith Forum, our objective is to help promote at a global level the contributions that religious voices can make to the formation of global policy. And so we've been particularly honored to be part of this Interfaith Harmony Week and thinking about ways that we can work together. The G20 Interfaith Forum has existed basically since 2014, when the G20 was held in Australia, and every year since we've had events that have coordinated with the G20 Interfaith Forum, or the G20 Forum itself. And one of the things we've been trying to do is to bring the power, the strength, the altruism of religion to bear in responsible and professional ways on global policy formation. The G20 itself really came to the fore in 2008, 2009 with the economic crash then. And in many ways, the G20 Forum has tended to focus on economic issues, but each host country has opportunities to announce priorities, and over the past decade in particular, those priorities often correspond to the Sustainable Development Goals promulgated by the United Nations, and also other key needs faced by vulnerable peoples all over the earth. We are particularly happy to be here in Ethiopia at the headquarters of the African Union, because our sense is that what is happening in Africa is particularly important. I think it's fair to say that religion plays a particularly important role in the life of Africa. For those of us who come here, we're humbled, I think, by the faith, the spiritual strength, the commitment of people on this continent, and we realize sometimes that we have been more internally secularized than we might believe. Therefore, it's important, particularly here, to find ways to make religious voices heard, and heard effectively, heard in ways that policymakers will understand and appreciate. So we're particularly thankful to work here with the African Union. One of the hopes that we have, one of our objectives is, among other things, to recommend to the G20 that the African Union become a member or at least a stable partner of the G20. I'm happy to report that the president of my country, President Biden, is also encouraging that. Well, you know, he's quite powerful, but religious voices are more significant. Today, we will, after the opening sessions this morning, we will have some breakout sessions this afternoon that will focus on some, but not all, of the key issues. But our hope is that we can be listening to the heart of Africa, that we can have some sense for what it is that people from this great continent, what they believe, what they need. This is critical for the world. Africa is a place of tremendous energy, and we need to tap the religious part of that energy to have maximum input on the growth of Africa and the growth of the rest of the world. This afternoon we will be having some sessions on conflict resolution and peace building, the challenges facing women and children, key issues facing the African environment, including things like refugees, youth issues, media, and climate, of course. And then we'll have a session on dignity and freedom of religion or belief, which in many ways undergirds progress that is needed in all the other spheres. This is a day to begin drawing together inputs from this region. We are particularly grateful for the opportunity to be here, to have an opportunity to try and listen and make friends and make spiritual connections with people in this continent so that we can bring this together, help to prioritize things, focus things, so that we can find effective ways to work with global policy. We need to find ways of identifying key priorities, listening to what people from different parts of Africa need. We need to think about partnership among religious communities and partnerships with public authorities and so forth. This is part of achieving real global progress, achieving things like the seemingly impossible goals of the Sustainable Development Goals. Religion is going to play an important role. Let me quickly conclude. Africa is a continent with tremendous resources, tremendous energy. The power of religious faith is one of its greatest resources. We need to find more effective ways to harmonize and those resources, find more effective ways of partnering with each other, and contribute in significant ways to helping this voice from Africa be heard, and heard effectively through G20 channels and through other channels around the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Cole. We'll now have Her Excellency, the Deputy Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Dr. Monique Sansibangwa, to give her message on behalf of the African Union Commission.
Your Excellency Sally Work, the President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Your Holiness, Haji, Your Eminence, Your Grace, all the religious leaders here present. Honorable Taye Dendea Aredo, State Minister for Peace Building and National Consensus, Secretary General of the Interreligious Council of Ethiopia, President of the G20 Interfaith Forum, Your Excellencies, dear brothers and sisters here present, good morning. On behalf of the Commission and on behalf of the Chairperson of the Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, I'm honored to speak to you today on the occasion of World Interfaith Harmony Week, and I'm pleased to address you on the importance of interfaith harmony for a prosperous Africa. The African continent is a rich, melting pot of diverse cultures, religions, faiths, and traditions. It is this diversity that makes us unique and gives us strength. However, it is also true that differences in religion and belief can lead to conflict and division. Time and time again, we have seen hate-fueled differences fragment our societies and our ability to live together in peaceful harmony. The strengths in our differences is a theme of great importance, nonetheless seldom discussed. The longest-serving First Lady of the United States of America, Eleanor Roosevelt, once said that, and I quote, "It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it." End of quote. In this same spirit, the African Union Commission recognizes the importance of promoting interfaith harmony as a means of fostering peace and development on our continent, hence the creation of Interfaith Dialogue Forum for the promotion of sustainable peace through religion. It is through dialogue, understanding, and mutual respect for each other that we can build bridges and work together for the common good of all Africans. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme for World Interfaith Harmony Week, which is reaching out in solidarity, compassion, and trust, reminds us that we must look beyond our differences and recognize our shared humanity. It also reminds us of the importance of working together to address the challenges facing our continent, such as poverty, conflict, and climate change. It's in this regard that I am pleased to share a recommendation of this meeting, which is to include the African Union as a member of the G20 Interfaith Forum. This is a great opportunity for us to engage with leaders from different faiths and cultures and to learn from their experiences as we also participate in shaping global policy. We look forward to working with our partners to promote interfaith harmony and to contribute to a more peaceful and prosperous world. In conclusion, let us remember that we are all one human family, united in our common desire for peace and prosperity. Let us continue to work together to build a better future for all Africans based on the principles of solidarity, compassion, and trust. I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Dr. Monique. We'll now move on to the remarks of the patron of the event. Unfortunately, the President of Ethiopia could not be with us due to unforeseen emergency, so we'll now turn our attention to the screen. She has just sent us her message, and she actually wanted to be with us, but this morning she could not make it. Please have a look at the screen.
Your Holiness Agobolates, Patriarch of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, Haji Ibrahim Tufa, President of the Ethiopian Islamic Affairs Council, members of the Inter-Religious Council of Ethiopia, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by welcoming you all to Addis Ababa, the capital city not only of Ethiopia but of Africa, a good example of diversity of cultures, faith and traditions. I would have very much loved to be with you this morning, but unforeseen circumstances have kept me away from attending in person. The United Nations, as you know, has a long list of observance days, weeks and years, even decades. One would ask, why all this? Is it just yet another observance week to add to this existing and indeed long list? These are legitimate questions to ask. The main objective, though, is to encourage all of us to focus on an important and specific issue that is of importance to the we the people, as stated in the preamble of the UN Charter. Therefore, the work ahead is beyond the focus of a day or a week. It is a 365 days ahead. World Interfaith Harmony Week is one of the important observances of the UN General Assembly that has been designated back in 2010. The Assembly pointed out that mutual understanding and interreligious dialogue constitute important dimensions of the culture of peace and promotes harmony between all people, regardless of their backgrounds, cultures, and local faiths. The past observance weeks have helped know more about different religions, avoid competition, but find similarities and common grounds among them. It's not an issue of compromising any religious stance, but respecting one another. We cannot underestimate the importance of religion in this world of ours, torn apart by so many differences. Religions play an indispensable role in fostering values such as honesty, integrity, peace, love, openness, truthworthiness, empathy, humility, forthrightness, tolerance, to name but a few. Such values are crucial for any given country's economic development and social progress. But in spite of such values, human beings are far from being good examples. The role of religion in Africa is not to be underestimated. It remains at the center of all aspects of society. Experience has shown that people listen more to their religious leaders than their political leaders. Their role is therefore fundamental. Their teachings shape their communities. They have their own well-deserved space. Secular states clearly define those spaces. That is why religion, as well as any other differences such as ethnicity, gender, should never be used for political experiences. The strict respect of boundaries are essential for stable and peaceful societies. I would like to echo the request of the United Nations to all states to spread the message of interfaith harmony and goodwill in churches, mosques, synagogues, temples, and other places of worship during the week and beyond on a voluntary basis and according to their own religious traditions. Mon pays, l'Éthiopie, qui vous accueille aujourd'hui, a toujours été connu pour la richesse de son histoire et sa diversité culturelle, mais aussi pour être une terre de croyants. Les religions y sont pratiquées depuis des siècles. Elles nous ont pas été imposées par des colonisateurs. Nous les avons acceptées de notre propre gré. Ceci constitue un terreau fondamental pour une meilleure harmonie.
So we're working on harmony and respect of the others, and our practices will help us to transmit our values to future generation. And we should be guardians of our brothers, no matter their religion, and we should give value for dignity, and each religion teaches us about love. And in conclusion, I wish you all that this dialogue will permit an exchange so that we have progress on these important issues. We should have conclusions, and so that we don't repeat history. Without peace, the respect of human beings, the dignity of women and youth, and with this we can have a better world. And we should build on a safe space which gives us comfort and hope. And we should also contribute to the prevention and consolidation of peace. We should work for harmony at the continental and national level. We should be able to learn from other people. We should be able to put in place mutual respect and avoid conflict which are not supposed to happen. And there shouldn't be we shouldn't promote any fanatic movement as well. And I thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
That was the official opening remarks by the patron of the event, Her Excellency Saleh Wokziwe, President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. We have now come to the end of the opening session, and we will kindly ask Her Excellency, Deputy Chairperson, to have a family photo outside in front of the Nelson Mandela Hall with the G20 presidents, the State Minister, the Secretary General, and the Intelligence Council of Ethiopia. So if you allow them to please exit the room first as protocol deserve. Thank you very much. Then we'll break for tea break. Thank you. Please be back in the room in 20 minutes for the next session.